Welcome to Kojo's Math. Let me make a little adjustment here. Continue recording. Okay, so welcome to Kojo's Math, and today we'll talk about multiplying rational numbers, and also I decided to go ahead and throw in about division of rational numbers because that'll just take us like a minute at the very end of the video. So before we get started on that, I want to review simplifying a fraction, okay, and what you have to do. So we have 6a squared b minus 18ab cubed over negative 3. And we're going to do this by taking out and factoring out using the distributive property something that they have in common, a common factor of 6a squared b minus 18ab cubed. So what do they have in common? They have a 6, they have a and b. And then we say times the quantity, that's a b, times the quantity, and what's left over? We have a minus, and then we took a 6 out of the 18, we have 3. The a came out, we have b squared over negative 3. Now be careful with this negative 3. When we take this out, negative 3 goes into 6 negative 2 times. Okay? And you can't leave it like this. Now, you might see, oh, I don't need to factor out a greatest common factor here. I could have just, because I don't have any variables below in the denominator, I just have to factor out the numbers. That's fine, that's good, but we got to put this back in there. We have to put in negative 2ab, and we have to be careful when we put in the negative 2 sign because we have to distribute it. So when we get it, we get negative 2a squared b plus, remember, we have to distribute the negative because we brought this negative up. We canceled out. The 6 was a negative 2. And then negative 2 times negative 3 becomes positive 6 and a b cubed. All right? That's just a little refresher to make sure you remember what that was. All right? So I'm going to take that down. It's like a kid did this cup. My friend Christy gave me this cup. Bonjour Bunny. He drew this drawing of a Bonjour bunny, and he's very young. He's in first grade, and then he liked it so much that he went someplace and had cups printed out. So she gave me one because I think that's pretty cool that he came up. It's got this whole storyline behind it. All right, so now I want you to stop the video, and I want you to try this one to simplify. This is a fraction, and this is considered a monomial. It's one term. And then there's a binomial within it over a monomial, but it's a single term. All right, so it's negative 8x to the 4th y squared plus 12x squared y over negative 4xy. Pause the video, and when you're done, come back and we'll check it. Welcome back. Let's see how you did. And this is all just a quick review. All right. We're going to factor out, because I have a negative 4 in the denominator, I'm going to factor out a negative 4 from here. So my signs are going to flip. This is going to become a positive 2 here and a negative 3 when I take out a negative 4. Did you get 2x cubed y minus 3x? If you didn't, check my work and check against your work and see if you can find your mistakes. I'm not going to dwell on this too long because this is basically a review. Now let's get on to multiplying rational numbers. You're going to take the rules that you learned of exponents and your basic rules of multiplying fractions, and we're going to simplify. We don't want to waste our time of going negative 17 times 24. That takes way too long. We want to cross-cancel within the fractions. And remember, we can cancel from any numerator to any denominator, and vice versa. We can go up vertically, or we can go crosswise, okay, diagonally, or we can, multiple steps. But we want to simplify the fraction. So when I see this, don't forget about this negative. 17 goes into 17 once, and it goes into 51 3 times. The t's cancel, and that's going to become t to the 0 because we know the rules of exponents, but you don't need to show that. You just cancel it. And then what goes into 20 and 24? But 4. 4 goes into 25 times, and 4 goes into 24 6 times. Now I simply simplify. Negative 1 times 6 is negative 6 over 5 times 3. And look here's an easy check. Look what happened. It's not simplified. I didn't catch 3 goes into 6 here right away. But I should catch it here and go ahead and simplify my fraction. 3 goes into both, so I get negative 2 over 5. That's my final answer. And again, therefore. Okay, let's do this one. We have 4 goes into 60, negative 60 15 times. And x cubed goes into x to the 4th with x left. And when this gets pretty messy when the exponents get bigger and when you have more variables. So you have to come up with something that's organized for you that you don't make careless mistakes because you lose stuff with all the canceling. And then 9 goes into 1, 9 one time and 18 2. So we get negative 15x times 2 is negative 30x over, well, that's the answer because that becomes 1, so that becomes negative 30x. So the only thing you're doing when you're multiplying rational numbers is you're multiplying fractions and you're simplifying by subtracting exponents. And whenever you do the coefficients of the terms, the thing you have to be careful about is you have to be careful with when you cancel that you don't make a mess that you can't read your work. All right, so now I want you to try this one, 16y cubed over 9x squared times 3x over 8y squared. I also want you to try this compound fraction, which is division, and see if you can get that. It's negative 7 over 14/15. Pause the video. When you're ready, turn it on, and we'll see how you did. Welcome back. Let's check it out. Well, this is what you're going to be doing, except that it's a compound fraction because it's a fraction divided by a fraction. You already know how to do that. It's just written a different way. All right, so let's look at this. Here's the work from 16y cubed over 9x squared. You should have gotten 2y over 3x. Yes? Good. I hope so. If not, look at my cross-canceling. Now, here's the one that's the compound fraction. Negative 7 divided by 14/15. What do we know about when we divide fractions? When we divide fractions, we take the second fraction, this reciprocal of the second fraction, and change the problem to multiplication, which is what I did. This really means negative 7 divided by 14/15, which you should look like, oh yeah, I know what that is. So a compound fraction is just another way to write division of fractions. So I get negative 7 over 1 times 15/14, because I changed it to multiplication after I took the reciprocal of the fraction I was dividing by. And I got negative 15/2. Which leads us into, where did it go? Oh, this one. It's right there. I forgot that problem. So when we have division of fractions, it's easy. It's the same thing as multiplying fractions or multiplying rational numbers. Multiplying rational numbers is basically the same as division of rational numbers. The only thing is you have to change the division of rational numbers, which is division of fractions, to multiplication by using your rule that you learned in 3rd grade, which was 4 over negative AB times the reciprocal of A over B, B over A. So I'm going to put it right here. So I say 4 over negative AB. And yes, you have to rewrite the problem. I have these kids who just mix it and just kind of mix it up and draw a line through it. That is so confusing. It's not a good way to organize your work, and it's messy. And you know, I don't like messes, okay? So we're going to change it to multiplication, and we're going to take the reciprocal of the second number, which is B over A. And now we do multiplying rational numbers. That's how we simplify division of rational numbers. Not hard. Okay, so we're going to look at that, and the only thing we can cancel are the B's. And our answer is negative 4 over A squared. Please, 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 please do not leave that negative in the denominator. I will scream tomorrow when you do that. You know that. That's a bad thing. You never leave a negative in the denominator in a final answer or a formal answer. You pop it up. So it becomes negative 4 over A squared or negative out front 4 over A squared. Never leave it in the denominator. All right. If you have any questions, bring those questions to class tomorrow. Otherwise, write down 2 things that you've learned, okay? We'll be working on these in class. We'll have a brief review of this to make sure you understand it. And have a great night, a great day, great afternoon. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.